So it's pretty rare that I get a chance to do good comic book news because, well, other than a few individual books, the comic book industry is just not doing well. I just did a video yesterday, check it out, talking about DC Comics, how it looks like they're going to go pretty much out of business. And announcements like this don't help them or help me want them to stay in business. So, you know, you got Marvel going over to Japan, trying to get into manga, go to work with Shonen Jump, which I think is actually a smart idea. I really wonder how much it costs them to get really good manga artists to jump on and work with them. They got the guy who does Yu-Gi-Oh, I think. I'd have to go back and check my stuff, but Yu-Gi-Oh, I think, is doing Spider-Man and Iron Man, like a team-up book. It's kind of interesting. It's going to be on the Shonen Jump Plus app, which I guess is just an extra thing you pay for or whatever, according to what people were saying in the comics. But anyway, she's failing upward from a no-name, horribly canceled book at Vertigo, which shut down, by the way, because the line was so terrible. She's pretty much going to now get a Batman and Superman spinoff, which is based on The Batman Who Laughs. Zoe Quinn to write DC Comics Batman and Superman spinoff, The Infected Deathbringer, which is kind of a big deal. Like, this is a spinoff, yes, but it's a spinoff to a big event. Batman Who Laughs is pretty popular. If you don't know who he is, Batman Who Laughs is pretty much from an alternate dimension. And, well, DC has a lot of different multiverse, you know, that's a big thing over at DC. But anyway, he's pretty much an evil Bruce Wayne who's become infected with the Joker virus. Did you play the Arkham games? Think of the last one when Bruce was infected. It's the same concept. The Joker becomes Batman and is as smart and tough as Batman. So she's doing a spinoff because he's infecting heroes. So this is Donna Troy, and she's writing it. Zoe Quinn. Yeah. Pretty much, you know, going to every industry. Hey, we can bring you over here to comics. She's also doing a Marvel comic book. I think it's on Hellcat. And then she's also got an IDW book coming based on the Addams Family. Has one comic book credit to her name, and it got canceled after like 4 issues. But hey, come on, we'll let you write at every company. Now, I haven't spoken too much about Quinn. There's a lot going on with her and that guy that, you know, rest in peace and stuff. The guy who, well, you know what happened. I haven't talked about it. I don't know much about Gigi. I wasn't around for that. And there's plenty of people talking about it. I don't really have anything to add other than I think it's a disgrace that she was able to come out and this guy is now gone. Based on what? Her word? She has a history of not being very truthful. And those text messages that just dropped the other day. Wow. But anyway, that's not really the point of this video. The point is that they are moving her up. All right, this is getting her closer to big titles. So you know, everybody out there that's looking for work, Brandon Wu, you're next. Come on over. You can write for mainstream comics. This is why comic books are in the toilet, because this is how you get a job in the comic industry. You just got to be someone like Quinn here. Boom, you're in. We're going to give you big titles. Didn't do very good on the first one? Doesn't matter. You're going to go up the ladder anyway. It's ridiculous. So they announced it today. DC Comics announced that she will team up with artist Tyler Kirkman to write a Batman and Superman spinoff titled The Infected Deathbringer #1. Quinn's story will focus on Donna Troy as she becomes infected by the Batman Who Laughs toxin and turns her into the worst version of herself. DC Comics describes the story. A story of a hero who is done with bringing peace to a world that cannot be trusted with it. A woman whose newly awakened dark side is ready to burn it all down and forge a new destiny. Oh, man. So along with Quinn and Kirkham's The Infected Deathbringer #1, DC Comics also announced that Paul Jenkins and artist Jack Hubert will team up for a one-shot featuring Jim Gordon titled The Infected. The Commissioner, Gordon, will also be corrupted by the Batman Who Laughs toxin. That actually sounds kind of interesting. I just hate paying for events. I hate buying all of the books. You know, it costs a lot of money to follow all this stuff. And I think the idea of this run is pretty cool. But, man, what a sad state. What a sad state the comic book industry is in. Like, this is so ridiculous. It blows my mind every time I read stuff like this. Because it's like, you really you know, you work hard, you try to run your way up into the industry, and that doesn't even matter. Your talent doesn't even matter. Stuff you've worked on, people have been working, you know, on webcomics or indie books, like trying to scrape by, and they get overran by somebody like this, who doesn't deserve to be writing these books, to be honest. And you could take that away from, you know, let's just take who she is aside. The facts are, this is somebody who's never worked in the industry, has no experience whatsoever writing a comic book, and all of a sudden, she's getting every single gig at Marvel, DC, and IDW. And then these people wonder why the comic book industry is doing so bad. Why is it doing so terribly? You know, it's not hard to figure out, people, but it's okay because Quinn's writing a comic. We really showed those male trolls, didn't we? We really showed them. All you're doing is showing yourself into a bankruptcy or a spinoff. AT&T's already looking to sell you, DC Comics. So, I mean, keep it up. Keep it up. I mean, comic shops closing every day, but keep it up. You know, you guys are really making a statement. You're really showing that orange man bad, aren't you? Guy has no idea who any of you are, but you sit there and talk about him all day long on Twitter. All of you comic pros sit there on Twitter all day. My God, what's he doing? Who's he talking to? Dan Slott, that fool, former Spider-Man writer, talking to Trump all day long on Twitter, having a one-sided conversation because Trump's not talking back. But yeah, maybe he's seen your comment. Maybe he's seen your comment, Dan. Maybe he's looking at it, huh? Anyway, this is just disgusting. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.